Mr. Sminkey?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. My name is Jack Sminkey, 59 Oak Knoll Court, St. Augustine, Florida. I wanted to speak to Council tonight to let them know I have uncovered serious police misconduct involving Chief Michael Key and his Internal Affairs Commander, Gary M. Stuckey. Enclosed in the packet that was given to you is my formal written complaint. Without beating a dead horse, I became involved with the Neptune Beach Police Department in September of 2023 with former Officer Robert Ashmore. While defending myself against his false arrest, I encountered two of your employees, Sandy Manning and Tammy Montero. They wanted to know what I was up to. I was trying to defend myself. And I was making FOIA requests at the time. Since I was concerned that I would be falsely arrested again, I sent Chief Key Jr. a letter explaining what I was up to on April 19th, 2024. Chief Key Jr. sent me a letter assuming I was making a complaint, and I replied, that I don't need to be a complainant. He can authorize an investigation himself. Every police chief in America authorizes internal affairs investigations. They don't need me as a complainant. Initially, I thought we just had a miscommunication. What I believe I have uncovered is a sinister plot by Chief Key to cover up the false arrest of Officer Ashmore. Chief Key Jr. did authorize an investigation and assigned it to Internal Affairs Commander Gary Snyder, who refused to investigate and abruptly quit the Neptune Beach Police Department. And I believe he was around about 7 years. Chief Key Jr. promoted the present commander, Gary Stuckey, who did Chief Key's bidding and conspired with Chief Key to cover up the false arrest of Officer Ashmore. So nearly 18 months went by. I come to find out how the cover-up unfolded, and enclosed in your packets will be a detailed explanation with documentation of what transpired. Although I don't expect this council to do anything about it, at least you know. The next document in the packet is addressed to Mr. Messenger, who looked confused when I looked at the Zoom monitor last meeting, so I gave him kind of a further explanation, and I'm kind of sympathetic to council because I realize, months and months go by, and, they're hearing like fragmented pieces of what's what, and I want them to connect the dots in terms of my case or my situation. I gave council a copy of this explanation as well. The last thing I want to mention tonight is the last 2 pages in your packet. When I'm asking about training records from the Neptune Beach Police Department, I feel like I'm chasing a ghost, and it shouldn't be that way. The training records, and you have a copy of them, they appear to be fabricated. We all know that there's 24 hours in a day, yet those training records would have you believe that officers went to training for 36, 37, 38 hours in a day. I even attached a copy of one of my latest certificates because, believe it or not, I still take police training. And as you can see by my certificate, a 1-hour Zoom presentation is a 1-hour Zoom presentation. So I don't know what the deal is with the training here. Anyway, clearly under the leadership or lack of leadership of Chief Key Jr., this police department appears to be corrupt, dishonest, or generally a mess. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Ponson, do we have anybody else for public comment?
Mayor, can I respond, please?
To Mr. Sminkey?
Yes.
Ms. Dunlop, just one moment. Mr. Stuckey?
Thank you, Mayor, for letting me come up here. First off, I'm Commander Gary Stuckey, long U. I oversee the Services Division, which includes investigations and internal affairs. I'm going to address a couple things that Mr. Sminkey brought up this evening. First and foremost, I've been a policeman for 41 years. This is the first time I've ever been accused of corruption, and I'm extremely offended by it. Let me give you a timeline of what he was addressing, and I'll tell you the true events of this investigation. On April 19th, 2024, Mr. Sminkey sent a certified letter addressed to Chief Key complaining about 2 employees at the police department. Those employees worked at the time for Commander Snyder. On April 23rd, Chief Key, and at that time, the Commander of Internal Affairs, Liam Toll, sent a letter to Mr. Sminkey stating his complaint had been received and had been assigned to Commander Snyder for an investigation. On April 24th, that was on April 24th. On April 30th, 2024, Mr. Sminkey hand-delivered a letter to the police department, and in the first paragraph, he stated, "I'm surprised you thought what I filed was a complaint." On May 15th, I was promoted to commander at the Neptune Beach Police Department. There was a transition period to where Commander Snyder didn't leave until June 3rd, and we did not have access to his office. On June 4th, I took over the position of services commander and entered Snyder's office and began going through his work. On June 19th, I discovered this case file with all correspondence in it, including the correspondence that Mr. Sminkey wrote stating that he was surprised it was received or interpreted as a complaint. Based on that, I concluded that the case was unfounded and I closed it out. That's the end of that case. Part of my role also is I'm the commander of the training, and several times Mr. Sminkey has come up here and talked about the training program at the police department and how it looks like we train for more hours than are in a day. What he fails to mention is, and if he looks clearly, those are credited training hours. Anybody that's been in police work for an amount of time know that some classes, it only takes you an hour to do online, but you get credited for 3 hours or 4 hours. So sometimes the guys will stack the classes up, do them all in a 4 or 5 hour block. At the end of the day, yeah, it looks like you did 28 hours of training, but ultimately you spent 4 hours, 5 hours on your training. So that's that. I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Commander
Thank you for your time. Thank you for letting me come up here.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to respond.
Procedurally, we just don't do that. Sorry.